is that here you'll be telling whether the parity, which is mainly parity bit, which is mainly actually added to the n bit word in order to indicate whether the number of ones in the word is even or number of ones in the particular n bit word is odd. So it is mainly used to identify whether that particular n bit word is is having some even number of ones, or else it is having some odd number of ones. So that's the main operation of a parity generated. Parity generators are mainly used in order to tell whether it's having an even number of ones or odd number of ones. So depending upon this particular nature, you can even classify this particular parity generator as even parity and also odd parity. Even parity or odd parity. It means what? Even parity means, in even parity an extra bit is connected to the XOR of the XOR of other n bit numbers, where which will ensure that n plus 1 bit is coded, word has obtained an even number of ones. When in the even parity, what you'll be doing, an extra bit is connected to the XOR gate in the particular structure in the parity generator. Depending upon that one, you will be having an output of n plus 1 bit coded number will be coming. So that will be telling that it will be having an even number of ones in this particular parity generator. In the same way, in the odd parity also will be used, an extra bit will be used, where to the XOR gate, and again n minus 1 number will be coming, n minus 1 number comes and as a coded output, and that defines that odd number of ones are present in that particular n bit number. So now here even parity and odd parity generators are nothing else but which tells about how many ones are present in that n bit numbers. If let me take an example like 1100010001, something. If you're having some some set of numbers like this, you should be in a position to tell whether it is having even number of ones or odd number of ones, and that operation can be done with the help of this kind of circuit, which is called as a parity generator. So let us see now what is meant by parity generator. So this is a circuit which I was talking about. It will be having some like XOR gates will be there, XOR gates will be there, and this is the number which you give A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and A6. Numbers have been given over here, and here whenever you add one parity number, in the coming slides you will be knowing about how the addition of parity will be done. If whenever you add a parity number to this n bit number, it will tell whether the number of ones in the word is even or odd. So that's the main operation of a parity generator. It is mainly used to indicate whether the number of ones in a particular n bit number is having a even number of ones or odd number of ones. In even parity, what I told, an extra bit is added to the XOR gate. For the XOR gate, in the coming slide you will be seeing how an extra bit will be added. Extra bit will be added to the XOR gate of n bit number. Then that will ensure us how many numbers I told, n plus 1 bit code will be done. So that will be giving us an n plus 1 coded number. In that n plus 1, if it is n plus 1 coded number, then we can say that it is having some even number of ones. Or else if it is an odd parity number, in the extra bit will be done, where n minus 1 coded will be outputted. If it is an n minus 1, then the number of ones will be odd. And this is an expression of an. An is a parity. If an is my parity, then this is a equation for this one. XOR has been used, so I've used a XOR a1 or XOR a2, XOR a3, XOR so on up to an minus 1. So this parity generator help us in indicating the parity of a particular binary number or a word. Parity means you are talking about whether the number, this particular word or number is having even number of ones or odd number of ones. So see now, odd functionality or even functionality. We know that this odd functionality and even functionality, in order to study this odd functionality or even functionality, you might have studied in the digital logic course regarding the K maps. K maps and corner maps have been used. So there min terms and max terms numbers of terms will be used. You can you might I hope you are having an idea about min terms and max terms. So see now, the odd or even functions of a K-map forms a checkerboard pattern. It means that it is talking about how the how that K-map will be designed. And here the ones of the odd function correspond to the min terms. Excuse me, I'm not finding my pointer. The ones of the odd function will always correspond to the min terms. One will always indicate to the min terms having an index with an odd number of ones. Okay, odd, it will be having always an odd number of ones. The ones of an even will terms to the min terms having an index of even number of ones. So here in the K-map, this is how the ones will be done. Once I'm just trying to give you an just introduction about what is meant by odd function and even function, which you have studied in the digital logics. For this implementation of this one, you will be again implementation of this odd or even function of greater than 4 variables can be done with the help of trees, which are being formed with the help of XOR and XNOR gates. This is called as a tree formation. With the help of XOR and XNOR gates will be done in order to find out whether it's a 3-bit, a 3-input number or 4-input number. We have used here how many inputs of CNO? We have used here many number of inputs. So it's an if it's an depending upon the n-bit number, this tree will increase. XOR tree will goes on increasing. So first, let us see an example of odd function implementation. How does the odd function implementation takes place? If you are trying to design a 3-input odd function, then the functionality will be, if it's a 3 numbers, it is in the parity we have seen here in the previous slide. We have seen that always it will be an XOR of all the n-bit number which you have given here. In the same case, if it's a 3-input odd number, let me take my 3 inputs are X and Y and Z, then the odd function between this 3 inputs will be done with the help of XOR gate. So I can write it as F equal to A XOR Y XOR Z. So this is a functionality of an 3-input number with the help of 2 XOR gates have been used. So this is a logic diagram of that particular 2 XOR gate, or else you can even factorize this function as this one also, which is called as a simplification of an equation. You can either do this one in this way, or else you can factorize in this way, and you can get one particular simplified diagram. If this is the case, if this is my equation, my diagram for that particular equation will be this one. I'll be just using one XOR. This will be my XOR gate. XOR gate. Since my function is F, F is my output. This is my output F over here, and my inputs are X, Y, and Z. So this will be the logic representation of the first equation, and the second one is a simplified equation in order to solve the complexity of the first one, where you can use a 2 XOR instead of doing an XOR of 3 inputs or n-bit numbers. You can simplify as this one factorized equation, and you can get the diagram. So this is a diagram for the first one, and this is a diagram for the second equation, simplified equation. Now coming to the example of even function implementation, how the even function can be done. If it's an even function, you can see I'm taking as 4-bit numbers. Okay, for the even function. In the previous case, it was an odd function, so I have taken 3-bit numbers. So now here it's an even function. I have taken 4-bit numbers, 4-input odd function numbers, where my inputs are W, X, Y, and Z, where I'll be using here. You can see for this one, for this case, I have used 3 XORs. This is a simplified function. Again, the same thing again. This is a complex equation where I'll be XORing all the 4 numbers at a time. And this one is a simplified factorized one where I'll be using 2 XORs and 1 XNOR operation will be done. For the first case, again, I'll be drawing the same diagram where you'll be giving the 4 inputs, and you'll be obtaining 1 output. That's only the diagram for this first case. But XORing of 4 inputs will be very much complex. So that's why we have used a simplified where you'll be using only 2 inputs at a time, and again you'll be giving it to the XNOR gate. So this is how the simplified function for the for the even odd function can be drawn. So let us see now general operation of a parity checker or generator. So it is generally called as a parity generator or checker, depending upon the author who is using it. So see now, a parity bit, you can see now this P. You can see I have told, right, in the previous case I have told parity. I'll show you how the parity will be added. This is a parity bit. P is there. So a parity bit is added to the n bit number. A parity bit is added to the n bit number where my n bit number is equal to 3. In this case, example, I have taken n equal to 3 means my inputs are x, y, and z are my inputs. So now a parity bit is added to this but n bit number. For the x, y, z is my n bit number means take an example of a0, a1, and a2, or else it can be of any example. Okay, anyway, I have given here one example. I have given an example of 0, 0, 1. If I have given this example means x equal to 0, y equal to 0, and y 1, z equal to 1. If for this number, if I add one parity, then depending upon that parity, I need to get my output. So let us see how that output obtains. A parity bit is added to the n bit code in order to produce how many numbers? N plus 1. If I get an n plus 1, that depends upon the even parity. So see now, add odd parity bit to generate a code with an even parity. You are trying to add an odd parity bit in order to generate an even parity. So add again, in order to get odd parity, what you are supposed to do, you should be adding an even parity number. Even parity number will be added to the particular code. XYZ code will be added in order to get an odd parity. It's an exact opposite. This use odd parity circuit in order to check the codes with the even parity, and similarly use even parity circuit in order to check the code with odd parity. So this is regarding the design process, how circuit designing and how to use that circuit. So let us see this example now here. If my n is equal to 3, if example, if I have taken n equal to 3 means I'm trying to use a 3-bit number over here, 0, 0, 1. Generate an even parity code word of length 4. It will be generating always. Why? Because I have told that whenever a parity is added to the n bit number, your output will be always generating an n plus 1 bit code. So whenever you are if you're trying to given n equal to 0 means your output will be 0 n plus 1 means 3 plus 1 bits will be obtained. If my in this example x, y, z is there, if 0, 0, 1, if I have given as an input for this x, y, z, then ultimately depending upon my parity, if my parity equal to 1, if my parity equal to 1, if you apply this particular values over here, depending upon the operation of XOR, you will be obtaining this outputs. The value of C will be equal to, checker will be equal to 0. So this is how your parity generator will be working. If you are adding a odd parity, odd parity has been added, then it will be generating an even parity word number will be generated. If you are adding an even parity bit is added to this particular n number, it will be always generating an OR parity. Even parity or OR parity means what? You are trying to generate, so see now, you're trying to generate even number of ones. You're trying to generate even number of ones. If you're adding an even parity means it will be generating an odd number of ones. Here, can anyone tell me what kind of parity we are added over here in order to check this particular circuit with the in this example? Is it an even parity? We have, did we add even parity or odd parity?
Even parity.
Even parity. Okay, since we have got odd number of ones in this particular circuit, in this particular sequence. So this is how the parity generator goes on. Okay, the same I have given the equations for that XOR operation. We know that in the odd function what happens, if it's an odd function, it will be a dash b plus a b dash. So same working function goes on. This is how the working function happens inside that circuit in order to generate an odd function. And if it is an odd function, you can see this is a k-maps. I hope you all know the k-map operation, how the k-maps works. So this is the k-maps for this equations which we have written over here. Min terms are always distance 2 from each other. We know that always the min terms are at a distance of 2 from each other, the basics of digital electronics. And this is the circuit diagram for that odd function. This is for this a XOR, sorry, excuse me, y x XOR y XOR z, and this is for the y XOR X XOR Y XOR Z XOR P for the parity with the help of parity. For the even parity, in the same for the even function also, we can implement this one with the help of XOR to XNOR. We have seen this even function generator in the previous case. This one, where you'll be using the XOR and also XNOR will be used. But when it comes to the odd parity, you'll not be using XNOR. In the even parity only, you'll be using the XNOR. So that's what we have written over here. The complement of XNOR, that is XOR is XNOR, which will be used. So the generation of whatever we have written here, parity generator means the circuit that generates a parity bit before the transmitting of that one, and parity checker means the circuit that checks the parity in the receiver end. We were having in the circuit parity generator and also parity checker was there. This is a parity generator and this is a parity checker. So this is the truth table for the 3-bit message which you have given, XYZ truth table with the even parity generator. This even parity checking can be done with the help of this 4-input XOR gate for the odd function. For the even function, you'll be using a 4-input XNOR gate. So this is a difference between for the odd function and even function. If you're trying to check it for the odd function, you will be using the 4-input XOR gate. So ultimately the checker will be 1 indicating an error, or else if it is an XNOR gate, it will be passing that particular 1. Okay. I hope now you understood about what is meant by even parity and odd parity generator and checker. So now let us see another kind of circuit, which is called as a 0 or 1 detector. It's a very simple circuit, not much of scope, but compared to the previous case, SRAM, DRAM, parity generators, and again comparators are the very important concepts compared to your university point of view. This can be taken as a least scope for that particular compared to the other topics. So let us see 1 or 0 detectors. Detecting of all ones or zeros on word line of n bit words require a large fan-in AND gates. You will be using a large fan-in AND or NOR gates are being used over here. Here in my case, we have used here NAND gates. NAND gates are being used over here. So this can be done with the help of a De Morgan's law. If you know the De Morgan's law, you can say that easily that the as per the De Morgan's law, we can say that AND or NAND or NOR are basic fundamental operations which are possibly used in order to invert that particular input, or else in order to find out the output of a particular circuit. So you can build a tree of AND gates as it is shown over here in order to generate that 1 OR bit detector. And here alternate NAND and NOR are being used. Alternate NAND gates have been used here. If you want to find out all ones, then this is the circuit diagram which can be used here. If it is an n-bit word line, if it's an n-bit number which have been given here, this particular output will tell about all number of all ones, and this is a circuit which will be talking about all zeros. It will be detecting all number of ones in this particular circuit, and this circuit will be helping us to find out all zeros. And this is another kind of construction in order to find out. This is one way of constructing an all ones, and this is another way of constructing the all ones and all zeros. This is with respect to the pass transistors, and this is one with respect to the logic structures.